Hey guys, we are at the 100-yard line here. We are finally finishing our final load for the 142 grain SMK for the 6.5 Creedmoor. So this is my bench rest, what I started the channel out on basically. It's a Criterion 6.5 Creedmoor barrel, 26 inches I do believe. The only thing I have changed up on it since the last time you guys saw it on the channel is the scope. So I got a Weaver bench rest scope. It is a fixed 36 power. Yes, it's a fixed 36 power fine line crosshair scope. This thing is freaking amazing. Great glass. Yeah, it really good. So I figured I had a bench rest scope, might as well put it on the bench rest gun. So if you guys remember correctly, I know it's been a while, we got into a few other guns, so kind of got sidetracked, and I'll be going back and forth between the 6.5 Creedmoor. Like I've told you guys before, you know, I'm not abandoning the 6.5 Creedmoor whatsoever, especially if I feel like shooting some tiny groups. This will definitely fix that. So we ended off at, we did a full powder charge test, we did a pressure test, and then a full powder charge test, I think a couple for this bullet, and then we did 2 seating depth tests as well, and we went all the way from, I think, touching the lands to, I think, 30 thousandths off. I can't remember. It's been, like I said, it's been that long. I can't quite remember. So I do remember that in the seating depth test, 2 seating depths shot really, really good. And that was 15 thousandths off the lands and 10 thousandths off the lands. So today we are shooting, I already shot the 10 thousandths, and I think this is the 15. So we settled on the powder charge of 40.4 grains, and like I said, we had 2 incredible groups at 2 different seating depths, and so this is the other seating depth. Once we get back up to the bench, I'll finalize it and tell you which one it is, but I think this one is I think we already shot the 10 thousandths off the lands, and this is the 15. The reason why we did 2 is because there was 2 really small ones, and this one technically was a little bit smaller than the first one, first final test I did. So this is just kind of finalizing the 142 grain SMK, and whichever group ends up being the smallest will be the actual final test. If I got to tweak the seating depth even a little bit more, I will. I am out of bullets. I'd have to buy some more. Actually, I think I have a few left, but either way. So we have 3 5-shot groups, all at 40.4 grains of H4350, and I have 1 fowler. Now, that's kind of a problem because I've changed the scope. I reloaded these quite a while ago, and I just haven't shot them. So I've changed the scope, and I have not zeroed the scope in. So what I'm going to do is try, and at least hopefully I'm on paper. A while back ago I bought this Norma Whitetail 6.5 Creedmoor ammo. So I'm going to shoot this, make sure I'm at least on paper, and then I'll shoot my fowler at 100, make sure I'm on paper there. And that way, when we're starting the groups, I'm not sighting in the frickin' scope, you know, with our reloaded ammo. So it is Norma Whitetail 6.5 Creedmoor 140 grain. Looks really good. The ammo looks really good. I bought it a long time ago for my Savage Axis, but I ended up getting rid of the Axis anyways, so might as well shoot it out of the bench rest gun. I mean, I know this will never be a hunting rifle, but oh well. Alright guys, let's get this target set up, and we will get the show on the road. Alright guys, I got it sighted in at 100 with that Norma. I was going to shoot a group with it, but it's starting to get kind of cloudy, like it was going to rain, so I'm just going to try and get through our reloads. But I did fire 2 at 50, got the scope right on, and then fired 1 at 100, and it's hitting just a little bit above the dot. Now let's see where the reloads hit. They are a little bit different in grain weight, not much. These are 142s, these are 140s, so not that big of a difference, but it might be enough to matter. Alright. So I'm going to shoot the Fowler. You're going to see 3 rows of 3 dots. There's a top row with 3 dots, middle row with 3 dots, and bottom row with 3 dots. I'm going to shoot at the bottom row middle dot for this Fowler. Actually, I'm going to shoot top row middle dot. Alright, I went 4 clicks up, that way I can get it more towards on the dot. And let's start our groups. Alright, 40.4 grains, I think 15 thousandths off the lands. I gotta get used to no ejector. Oh shit. Alright, so I'm going to put all the group in the middle row, starting left to right. We got 3 groups of 5, so starting off with the left dot. Alright, 2697. Brass looks good. 2680. 2694. 2687. Man, this trigger is freaking ridiculous. It's amazing. Oh, gorgeous little group. 2660. I think that last one screwed it up. So we are sitting at a average of 2684. An SD of 13 and an ES of 36.3. All right, let's get the next ones going here. All right, next group, still 40.4 grains, 15 thousandths off the lands. Remember, these are all the same load. It's just, I always like to, once I do all my load development, I like to confirm my load with a bunch of 5-shot groups. We're only doing 3 here, but once I buy more bullets, I'll do a few more 5-shot groups. just to make sure that that load is what it is, what it's showing it is. That's a nice little group down there. All right. Well, I pulled that shot, absolutely. That was 100% me. So this is only going to be technically a 4-shot group because I know all the rest are going to land below that. I jacked that one high. 2682. Yeah, the rest should group right around there. 2690. Barrel's starting to get a little warm. $26.71. Not even really checking the brass because I know 40.4 isn't very high up for 6.5 Creedmoor for this. $26.70. That one felt pretty good. Not sure why that one. 2684. Alright, so we have an average of 2679, an average FPS. An SD of 7.7. Oh, finally. And an ES extreme spread of 20.1. Finally getting some good numbers. With the 22 Creedmoor, with that super performance, man, not giving me good SDs or ESs. Both. Both are awful. Alright, I'm going to let the barrel cool for a little bit because that last flyer might have been due to barrel heat. I'm not sure. Let this barrel cool down for a minute and we'll be back. Alright guys, let's get the rest of these 5-shot here. It's getting windy and barrel is cooled down quite a bit. Alright, last 5. Same load, 40.4. 15 thousandths off the lands. And the last dot to the right. Yeah, 2696. Alright, so we had an average of 2686 feet per second. Standard deviation of 6.5. Hell yes. That's the difference between H4350 Superformance right there. And an extreme spread of 18.1. I'd like to get ES a little bit further down than that, but that's not bad. Alright, I'm going to compare these groups with the last test load, or final test load, I guess. And whichever one looks more consistent and smaller, then I'm going to write that in the book as final load for the 142 SMK. Alright guys, we will see you back up at the bench. Alright guys, we are back up at the bench. Brass obviously looks good. We're not anywhere near, you know, pressure signs obviously. You know, it's probably middle of the road charge weight anyways. I'm not sure. I gotta look through again, but they were all 40.4 grains, which I know I settled on that load because it was the most consistent and the smallest group as well. That's one thing I will let you guys know too. Like, I go for smallest group, but if there's another set of, or if there's another group that's a little more consistent, then I'll go with that, even though it's just a teeny bit bigger group. I try and get both together. Like if 40.4 would have shot just erratically, like, you know, like a teeny group, then like a little bit bigger group, then a teeny group, and then, you know, a couple big groups, then obviously I wouldn't have picked it. That's one thing. That's another big reason why I do final load development, is to make sure that powder charge I picked and seating depth I picked work out great. So yeah, either way, brass looks good. 40.4 I think is like middle of the road for this bullet and powder. Man, it really felt good getting that bench rest gun back out and shooting 6.5 Creedmoor again. Oh, I love shooting that gun, and it never disappoints. It really doesn't. So we look at brass. Also, too, remember we've been using SIG brass the whole time with this bench gun. We were on 9 times firing, and that brought it to 10 times. Those 16 pieces are now up to 10, and this brass is still looking great. Nothing wrong with it at all. I don't see any, you know, marks for like head case separation. Primer pockets are still nice and tight. Like I said, right from the get-go, you know, even at like 4th time fire for this SIG brass, I told you, this SIG brass, I've been impressed right from the get-go. Even right out of the bag, it was very consistent, measuring it all. It was very consistent. Yeah, I'm impressed with the SIG brass, and I definitely will buy it again. And I will definitely recommend it to you guys. If you guys are, you know, questioning SIG or whatever, their brass, I'd take a shot on it, because I bought in two packs now, and yeah, both have been great. Alright, so let's look at groups. I love shooting that damn gun. I'll definitely be getting that more in the rotation. I've taken a break on it for quite a while, because that's all we shot was the bench rest gun for quite a while. So yeah, I took a break for it for a while, but I'll definitely be getting the bench rest gun, the 308, and 22 Creedmoor. I'll probably do a nice rotation with all 3 guns. And I'll probably add the Krieger, my Stag Arms AR-15 in there as well. We haven't shot that in a while either, but But primary guns this summer will probably be those three. The 6.5 Creedmoor bench rest gun, the 308 XRS, MDT XRS rifle, and then the 22 Creedmoor MDT field stock rifle. Those three guns are going to be the rotation. So this is the 50-yard target. Remember, I sighted it in with because I reloaded this ammo a long time ago, quite a while ago. I can't even remember when. Definitely a month, at least a month ago. Not quite 2 months, but you know, a month and a half ago, somewhere around there. And I only loaded one Fowler because at that time the gun was all sighted in, and that's all I ever really needed was one Fowler to, you know, to get the barrel, get the cold bore shot out of the way, and just, you know, go with it after that. But I changed scopes, so that's the one thing changed on that gun. Nothing else has changed. I put a 36 straight power Weaver bench rest silhouette scope on there. Fine line crosshair. There's no holdover marks, no nothing. It's just fine line, straight cross. I love it. It's actually so thin I got to get used to shooting it. But once you get used to that scope like that, you can really hold your point of aim excellent. So got it sighted in at 50, and then at 100 we was shooting this target right here. So this target, I shot one more of the Norma factory ammo, and it hit right here, aiming for this dot. So thought that was perfect. I did make it a correction, but not much one. I only brought it up just a tad because I knew the 40 grain or 142 grain, you know, was a little heavier than the Norma. That's 140 grain, so 2 grains heavier. That's not, you know, big deal, but the bullet, you know, it could land a little bit differently just because it's a little bit heavier. So, and I don't know what the powder is in the Norma ammo, factory ammo either, so I brought it up, I think, 3 clicks here, and then left it. So this shot right here, next to it, is my 142 grain, my 1 Fowler SMK. And then what I did from there, I brought it up another click, I think, and then started rip-roaring from there. Let me grab my calipers. Alright, so let's check these groups out. I'll tell you, I am impressed. This group in the middle, I know was me. I know this top shot I pulled, and this one felt good, but I obviously pulled it because, yeah, no, this load does not shoot that bad, and it felt okay, but I was kind of iffy on it anyways, but I know I had to pull the second one as well, just because it's, well, we'll actually find out because I'm going to order another couple boxes of these and load several. I'll probably load a whole box of 100 at this load, and I want to shoot a bunch at my steel. I got a bunch of new steel targets downrange, and yeah, I just want to load up a final load, because that's one thing I don't do a lot of. I'll do load development, get a nice good final load going, but then I don't really buy any more of that ammo and load, you know, the bullet I just worked up a load for. I just move on to another bullet and work up another load, which is what I like. It's fun for me. So that is one thing I'm going to do with this one, buy a couple more boxes of it, and hell yeah, definitely be shooting a lot more groups of that. So, first group, like I said 100 times, all these were 5-shot groups, all at 40.4 grains of H4350, and all, oh yeah, that's one thing I wasn't sure down on the range if I was 15 thousandths or 10 thousandths. Okay, these ones are the 15. Yeah, 15 thousandths off the lands. I did say that on the range, but I wasn't quite sure if it was the 10 or the 15. So we already shot the 10 thousandths off the lands quite a while back, and I gotta find the target for that, and we're gonna compare the groups. I think this one won though. We'll compare them, but I'm pretty sure these ones are smaller groups. Alright, so first group, make sure I'm zeroed out on the calipers, so you guys can see that. Okay. First group, and these will be out on the channel as well. I always put my groups up on a short, just a short video, or YouTube short, whatever you want to call it. Middle to middle on the two furthest bullets. Yeah, right about there. Make sure you guys can see this here. I'm going to zoom in and move you to each one. There. I don't know if you guys can fully see that or not, if it's too dark, but either way, that's about right. 0.354. Great group. This one I'll measure, but I already know this is a mess up for me. Yeah, this one's, you know, I'm going to measure the bottom ones because I know the top one was pulled, and I'm pretty damn sure the bottom one's pulled as well. But 0.933 if I take out the one I know I pulled, about 1.292 if you put all 5 in there. So whatever, that's my bad. I'm gonna be buying more, loading up more, that way I can prove this load is, you know, I already know it's a really good load, but I want to show you guys how consistent this load really is. Alright, and last group is, I think the two furthest away bullets is these ones. Alright, my head might be getting away for a minute. Alright, right there, and right there. That's those bullets. Let's see if... No, these ones are closer, so... Okay, so those are the two furthest away bullets. Another 0.3. Well, almost 0.4, I guess, on that one. There you go. You guys can see that. 0.397. Hell yeah. Like I've told you guys before with this bench rest gun, I'm looking for under half. That gun is capable... You know, that gun is definitely a half-minute gun all day long once I obviously, you know, have a load all tuned up. And that's one thing I want to prove to you guys, because like I just said, I've never fully... I always work up loads, and then I run out of the bullet, and I, you know, work up a nice load for that bullet, like this one, and I usually just move on to another bullet and start load development on a new bullet. And don't really buy the, you know, that pack of bullets and reload that good load again and just shoot a bunch of groups of, you know, I always test my load at the end like we did here, but it's usually only about 3 to 5 round groups, and that's kind of my final test for load development. You know, 5 round groups. This one was 3 because I split it up with 2 different seating depths because both shot lights out. So yeah, that's one thing I'll probably do is I'm going to find the target of the 10 thousandths off the lands final load test, and I'll compare it. I'll probably put that on a short video on YouTube. Just compare them quickly together, and yeah. See which one's smaller, but I already know this group is, this load is definitely better. I'm pretty sure. I gotta look at the other one, but I'm pretty sure this one's smaller. Alright guys, so what's next for 6.5? I have another bullet to work up on. I am going to be ordering these bullets again so we can get some shooting done with this load. Like I said, I want to do a good 10, maybe 20 groups of this load to really see how consistent this load is. And I have another bullet to start load development on for the 6.5 Creedmoor, and I cannot remember what it is because it's been so while, but it's up on my bullet shelf, and once we start reloading for it, you guys will know then. So either way, that will be the rotation this summer. Those 3 guns, 22 Creedmoor, 308, and 6.5 Creedmoor. And we will probably sneak in a little bit of 223 with that Stag Arms Krieger barrel AR I have. That thing shoots amazing as well. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to hit that like, share this video. Anybody you think would like this kind of stuff, share it. I would appreciate that a lot. It'd help me out a lot. And hit the subscribe. That would help me out a lot as well. It costs you guys nothing, and it really helps me out. So, alright guys, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.